Hi, my name is John Chandler, and I'm one of the channel managers for RM Education. Today we're here to talk about the RM Mobile One Classbook. Now this device was built by RM in the UK, and we're going to basically go over some of the features that make it specific to education and some of the differentials. As you can see, which you actually might not be able to tell, over this LCD screen is a clear piece of laminate plastic, which protects the device from students poking pens, pencils, or fingers through this LCD screen. So any school that's ever deployed laptops to teachers as well as students have probably seen that students love to use their finger as a pointer and have probably punctured or damaged the screen. So we put a laminate over this to protect that screen at all times. Top of the device, it's a built-in webcam, so if you're doing distant learning or doing video podcasting, you're able to do it with that. On my work surface up here, I've got a touchpad. So this is what you use for control during classroom, but one thing that makes this unique is that up here is a button that if I turn it on or off, I can activate this touchpad. So if you do have students in the classroom, especially primary students, when they're typing along or entering data, they might accidentally touch this pad and move their cursor. So what's nice now is I, as the educator, can turn this off so I don't have to have my students worried about this, and I can also plug in an external mouse if I want to do that as well. One thing that's also nice about this device, campus techs and CIOs will appreciate this, is that you can, in the BIOS, set it up so that students cannot turn off the wireless connection on the device. So we all know that students might accidentally hit a button, or as well as a teacher. And turning off wireless, we've found in school districts is a very large disruptor because teachers or students are sometimes unaware. So inside the BIOS setting of this device, you can set it up so that the wireless cannot be turned off. As you can see, it's a wide screen. It is a full metal encased magnesium, so that if it is dropped or hit with an object, it is fully resistant. It does resist a 4-foot drop onto concrete without disc error whatsoever, so it is built to the British and US military drop specs. As you can see too on the keyboard here, it's a full-size keyboard. But one thing that's also, there's an option if you would like to get a primary keyboard. We do make one that is a 3-color coded keyboard, which means that the letters are coded one color, the numbers are another, and the function keys another. And what's also nice on that primary keyboard is that the lowercase letters are also next to the uppercase letters. So the students, if they're learning their letters, will also see in conjunction the upper and lowercase letters as well. As you see around the entire case, we have a rubber bumper. So a lot of these are deployed in carts, so taking in and out of carts is a lot of wear and tear on the casing itself, so we've put a rubber bumper all around each outer edge so that when it's taken in and out of the carts, it decreases the wear and tear. The front latch itself is a military grade latch. It actually, you have to pull it up and out to release the laptop, so once it is closed, there is no fear of it coming accidentally open. And once again, we can show you kind of the metal case of how this is built. On the side of it here, I can actually lock down my DVD player or CD player. There's an option for either a CDR or a DVR, depending on what your needs are in your school districts. But this can be locked and unlocked. So once again, when it is being transported, you don't have to worry about this falling out or opening. And when it's dropped, it won't come out accidentally. The device does come with a 6-hour battery. That is not an optional equipment. It does come standard. So that will last you approximately a full day of school without having to recharge the device. But if you do have to recharge the device or plug it in, the AC adapter that it comes with is a breakaway AC adapter. So if I do have this plugged in to the back of my laptop here, and a student was to accidentally trip on the cable, this is the quick release here so that I'm not worried about the device falling on the floor. But if you guys heard me mention, it is hardened, so if it does fall on the floor, it should survive. So which is also nice, because the cost of ownership with a laptop does not just end when you purchase it. So we all know that hard drives crash or other things happen. What's nice about this device, the way it's built, the rigidity of the device, is that once I pay for it, I will relatively have to spend very little money once I deploy it in repairs or maintenance, because it is built to, once again, to that military drop standard. One very unique feature of the RM Mobile One Classbook is that, believe it or not, the keyboard is water resistant. So if I take this water and pour it through here, you'll see that it's disappearing. One very unique feature about this laptop is that the water runs through the device and not into the motherboard. In most laptops, when you do take off the keyboard, the processor and the memory are all exposed. So on this laptop, they're completely encased. So if a student was accidentally take this keyboard off, they can't do any damage to the circuit level of the device. And as you've seen, on the bottom of this keyboard, how we took this off, there are just 2 screws that hold this keyboard in place, as well as these magnets, so that if a campus tech does need to change the keyboard, they can do it in about approximately a minute to a minute and a half, and all they do is undo this plate, which is the watertight seal for the ribbon cable for the keyboard. And once again, we talked about the option of the primary keyboard. And if you do want to redeploy these and put the different keyboard on, all you have to do is pull this off and replace it. And as you see, we talked about earlier, the channels and the water at the bottom of this device just rolls out of the bottom. The question I often get asked by teachers and administrators is, what happens if I pour coffee, Diet Coke, anything else through the device? Well, my advice to them is to just run a little hot water through this to loosen up that sugar, run it through the bottom, and dry the keyboard off, and they should be good to go.